5 top things you need to know before getting a knitting machine, especially for beginners. Number 1, not all yarns work the same. Knitting machines are very picky about the type of yarns that you use, unlike hand knitting that you can use any other type of yarns. Weight matters. Machines are designed for specific yarn thickness, whether it is fine, bulky, or medium. Fiber content affects the tension of your finished products. Your finished product can appear slippery or stretchy, whether it is acrylic or silk. Stretchy yarns like acrylic or silk behave differently in your finished products. So before purchasing that knitting machine, you need to know the type of yarn that works perfectly on that knitting machine. Then you do a swatch test just to confirm the type of yarn that works on it. There are different types of knitting machine. Understanding the types of knitting machine, it is very, very crucial. We have different types of knitting machines. We have the flat bed knitting machine, we have the circular knitting machine, then we have the manual or the electronic knitting machines. All these knitting machines have their specifications. All these machines have how they functions and how to operate them. So all you need to do is just to pick the one that matches your skill level. Like me, I make use of a flatbed knitting machine, which I use to make head warmers, gown, skirts, sweaters, and lots of all knitted items. Number 3 on the list is your tension. Your tension and setting are everything that you need. It is very crucial while making use of a knitting machine. To get a neat and consistent results, you need to set your tension very correctly. Incorrect tension causes drop stitch, uneven row. Your rows will not be even, loose fabric or very stiff fabric. So you need a regulated tension to make knitted wears. To get the right tension, you need to properly take your time, set the yarn on your knitting machine, then you set the tension before starting any project. Also, it is very important to regularly clean and oil your machine to avoid jam. Number 4 on the list is that you still need a manual skills. Because you are using a knitting machine that speeds up your project or your work does not mean that you will not have any manual skills. Manual skills like casting on and casting off. You cast on before you start any project on your knitting machine. Then when you are done with the project, you cast off. So you see, you need manual skills. Then another one is shaping. You need to increase and decrease on the knitting machine. So you need to learn how to do that. Then also, there are some works like cables and lace pattern. You need manual manipulation to achieve those type of designs on the knitting machine. About joining the panels of the projects that you made, you need manual skills to do that also. So you see, you need to have some manual skills on how to operate the knitting machine. Top 5 on the list of the things you need to know before using the knitting machine is that there is a learning curve. And what is that learning curve? Patience. Patience is key. You need to be patient. Using a knitting machine is not just plug and play. You need to be very patient to learn the skills on how to use a knitting machine. You need to expect few failed projects like drop stitch, yarn breakage, or jam while knitting. You need to experience all those things. That is why you need to be patient. You also need to learn how to fix mistakes. It is very, very important, just like the way you learn how to knit. You also need to learn how to fix mistake, and you need patience. Patience is required to do that. When learning how to use a knitting machine, you need to start with simple projects like beanies, scarf, just to build your confidence before going to higher projects. That is why you need to be patient. You just not need to say, I want to know everything once and jump to the bigger projects. You need to start small. Machine knitting lets you create beautiful piece in less time. Are you ready to try it out? Follow for more knitting tips. If you want to get a knitting machine or learn how to use a knitting machine, we have an online class for beginners and also advanced class for those that know how to knit before. This class is available for everyone. Just send us a DM for more information. Bye.